What is up, legends? We are back. Your boy Scion, and we're taking a look at a game called Dueling. It's a global launch game, and we're gonna get into it. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna do a story time because it's a pretty important story time of something that happened to me yesterday, which was pretty interesting to say the least. And I definitely want you guys abreast of the situation and kind of like what happened. So with this game, real quick, let's get into the usual spiel. Scion, like, subscribe, all that usual stuff, notification bell, usual stuff. And if you like the content, stick around. There's gonna be a ton of content. Like, I got overwhelmed this week with a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna be letting it fly. Might even see 6 and 7 videos a day, depending on what happened. I'm gonna try to spread them out, which I'm probably gonna have to do stuff on Sunday this week because I have a lot of requests this week, so look out for that. So Sunday is probably going to be Hype Watch and a few other things as well, which I didn't anticipate it. It just kind of like just happened. I'm appreciating it because obviously your boy getting hooked up and paid for it, so is what it is. So I don't know when you're going to see this video because there's like 7 videos in front of this right now. But damn, their idle is quick. All right, so this is the typical idle type of game before we get into story time, and essentially what you have to do is just go along the story and kind of just have fun. It's this typical idle games. It's a tanned waifu, which you can turn into other types of waifu according to whatever you get. So if you get a skin right here, you can, like, as you can see, like, she changes skin color a lot of times, and like I want this desert cat. That is cute. I like that. I like the legendary Kanoichi too. Okay, look at the pigtails right here. Emo Lilith, arcade smile. I got this. Hold on, put it on. Why is it not on? I didn't even know I had that. You put that on it. I don't see anywhere to put that on, so I may not have unlocked that yet. I got my pet though, that bark at everybody. It's funny. All right, let's go in here. Let's fight Nurgle. Nurgle, what you got? All right, so what I always like in idle games is they give you extra stuff to do. Like, let me have fun. Let me do something different in your game. Like, it's obvious it's gonna be idle. We just know it's gonna. Look at the dog, bork. The dog is funny. I don't think. Well, I was gonna say I don't think he can kill me, but he looks like he gonna kill me before I kill him. I'm gonna have to get them upgrades, so that didn't go well. I got an egg though. Let's put it in. Hatch. 3 hours, yo. Hatch now. No way. See what it turned into. It's a woman's. Increases monster attack to monster 15%. Oh, this one's better. I can have both out though. That's cool. They're helping. All right, so let's get the second one out. Shadow Clone Jutsu. See, I like when games do different stuff like this. Now, the reason why we're in this game is it was brought to my attention, and then a meeting was brought to my attention. So I went sat in the meeting, and the first thing they asked me is, "How am I on Tencent's forums?" And I was like, "Because I have an account." So then they questioned me, like, "It's illegal for you to have an account." So it's like it was like hostile at the beginning. I was like, "Whoa!" Like they're like talking to me hostile in Chinese, where I could barely, like, I can understand Chinese. Let me get this out with you guys. But this is like forum talk. It's not, which is the only way I would have been able to understand it. This is not like if we were like on a voice call, that wasn't gonna happen. Like vocal Chinese, I'd be lost. I'm gonna be 100% with y'all. Y'all see me navigate really well and can understand because I can understand base level Chinese in a game. But listening to it, I'd be like, what? Like, majority of the time I'll be like, what? I've gotten better actually this year because some animes that I've watched this year are Chinese animes. Like, if you guys watch me on Twitter, The girl downstairs was like my favorite rom-com of all time now. The favorite waifu of all time, Licia. If you don't know who Licia is, you need to go look up who Licia is because she's literally like one of the best waifus ever in anime. Like it's almost like hands down, and it's a Chinese anime on top of that. So look up who that is. Then you'll see exactly why. And then I don't know why the manga author decided to do what they did at the end of that series, but just watch the anime. Don't read the manga because you're gonna be mad. Just to put you down with a little spoiler. But with that said, so first of all, we got that out the way. Then they were like all shocked. Like how'd you do that? Like 10 years ago. Like this is probably not. You probably can't do that now because China gives me a lot of problems over that Tencent account over the 10 years. Like they constantly are trying to take it away from me. But I legally have it because I was pretty much hooked up and given it as a kind of a work visa. I've explained this story in the past, but I'm not going to do it over again. So we got that out the way. So then, because this was actually industry people who were questioning because they're butthurt over what I said the past 3 weeks now about the industry and the way the games are coming out, and I was like, okay, I explained a whole bunch of things to them, and essentially got them to understand that just because you have a certain keynote you're supposed to hit with your game doesn't mean the industry, or not the industry, doesn't mean the public is supposed to go along with that. And what that essentially means is, wait, am I on the right one? Let me check. Summon weapon. It could be any weapon then. Let's go with right one then. And then I hit left like a dumbass. Like, it doesn't matter. What the heck? Oh, I'm actually still in the thing. 1 second. Wow, I didn't know I was actually still in it. I was like, that is funny. Anyway, you see, like this literally just happened. That's why that happened. But with that said, the funny thing about all of this is they started to understand what I was saying. I guess there was a language barrier to it, and then from them accusing me of trying to sabotage the Asian gaming community, it went to how could we fix it? And like I really literally had like, you know, devs from different companies, like they all sit there. I know what it is and how it is, and I literally told them that stop it with the idle games, even though we're looking at an idle game right now. I was like, West don't like it. I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna get niche and you're gonna get people that hype it and stuff like this, and then you're gonna get YouTubers to suck up and want views. But I'm gonna tell you now, the general public doesn't like it, and especially the general gaming public looks at it and like, bro, can I like what? Like you got to do better than that. So they explained and said why, and it's the same reason why I said why, and they said it's cost efficient. I was like, cost efficient doesn't mean that you're going to get people to fall for it anymore. They're not going to fall for it anymore. You got to do better than that. You have to actually make a game now. Like make a game, and then and one person in particular was really butthurt. Like he was hostile the entire time. He was like, "You make it sound like it's so easy. Why don't you try making a game?" And then I showed him a screenshot. Been there doing that, trying make a better game, and then he never spoke again, which was funny. And I kept reiterating, coming back to that. I was like, where is the person who was talking about make a game? I was like, I don't see you talking anymore. Where are you at? Because you were really hostile, so I got hostile back. And then everybody else was like, okay, well, forget him because he was hostile and everything else. And obviously he's not talking anymore, so he had to be humble now. It's not as if I'm talking just to be talking and just like, you know, one of those Westerns just talking. I actually am making the game. Like they got to see more than anybody else is, I'm getting to see. So a lot of people kind of humbled back on some of the stuff that they were saying. Like, I know literally what you guys are doing. I know what your engines that you're using it on. I know how much it costs. So stop making bullshit games. Like, it's not working anymore. Like, that's what's going on right now. See, the difference is that they think that the public doesn't know how much this stuff costs, and that we don't know that they're literally like 10-cent games, basically, which is ironically 10 cent. But literally, like, in some cases, they might actually cost 10 cent. Like, oh, but you got to make real games right now. Like, this game right here probably costs $10 to make. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. The server probably costs 100 times more than it costs to actually make this game. Not kidding. Every resource in this game you can go download somewhere and probably get for free if you know where to get it from. You know the proper torrent. You can get this entire game in pieces and make it. So being that like I know stuff like that, that humbles all the people out. They're like, okay, again, they came back to, well, what do we do at this point? Like, you know, because it's like, it's obvious, like, what you do. Like, why don't you try making a game? Why don't you maybe try spending like $500 to $1,000? You can make a more quality game. You can get pieces and stuff like this. I showed them on the Unreal Store where you can get more resources like that. It's not like they don't know, because they probably got it from the Unreal Store anyway. They wouldn't got the free to play stuff and decide to make a game, which is the majority of all this stuff comes from. And you know, it wasn't me trying to be preachy, is because they asked me to come and do that. I just be chilling in the Chinese forums, looking to see what they got, looking to see the games that are coming, what the Chinese public thinks is going to be lit. And they basically called me to that particular thing. And I don't know if you guys know, but the way that Chinese forums work, it's kind of like sandbox type of thing where people will talk. And if you ever seen it before, like you have somebody talk, it'll be like, P'too, and you see somebody talking, and then the next person talk about, P'too, like, and you see it a lot in games. They do it in games a lot, and you have to cut it off because it's annoying because it goes flashing across the screen. But that's what the websites do. And you have to be fast to scroll up and like, or if they'll put it in slow mode, and it kind of looks like Discord at that point when it's in slow mode. And then I gotta be sitting there with the translate because it's moving too fast and I'm too slow to understand it, because it's like, for me, I'm not that great at it. So then I have to understand and then make sure that what I'm understanding is the proper thing, so I don't get mad if I translate it wrong and thinking somebody's like disrespecting me or something like that. But you can usually tell in Chinese when somebody is being disrespectful, because there's a certain tone. Like it is like authoritative type of tone, and in the way that it writes. If you know Chinese, you know what I'm talking about, because you can almost tell when somebody mad at you. Like they be big mad. Like it's almost like typing in capital, but mad capital. It's funny. And it's kind of hard for me because sometimes people are talking traditional, sometimes people are simplified, sometimes people are doing this new modern type of thing, which I have no idea what the hell that is. Like I got to figure out how to even approach that, because now I see people starting to type like that now. So it's hard. And then some people come in who aren't even speaking Chinese. Like they come in from a different, like they come in like other Asian languages are kind of similar, but there is vast differences. So then you have somebody who just come in like and just speak like this Korean sub language or something like this. I don't know what you talking about. Like I got to translate you or something like that, and then they be mad because they're like, you're being racist. I'm like, dog, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So it's hard. It's not easy. It's just not easy. But I like doing it because I like going in different languages. Like I go into Russian forums, or Russian forums be a hot mess. Y'all think you think Americans and you think everybody else be racist. Golly. Jesus, they be on some Aryan race stuff in Russia for sure. And don't let them find out that you black. Oh my gosh, you ain't getting treated like Kobe. You get treated like Toby. That's what you get treated like. But every race does things differently. Spanish is the most fun. Spanish, like if they find out you're American and that, like it's like almost funny. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing here? Like what are you doing? Like And then then some of them, if they knew who I was, it was even more gas. That's when I got treated like Kobe, in the Latin American forums. And I suggest everybody do stuff like that. And I will caution that it's not all fun and games like I'm making it sound right now. Like I was actually being straight attacked. Basically, I was getting attacked, by Chinese gamers and devs and everything else. Like they specifically wanted to do that because they felt that I was trying to ruin the culture, especially with idle games. And I'm like, no, you need to just make good idle games. Like this one right here is actually not a bad idle game. It's not a phone home type of game. They actually put some thought and some effort into what you're doing. It's still using the same structure, but it's actually not a bad one. I was like, why you just can't spend an extra week and put some good systems and some fun where we can make some builds and how. That's why I like Psychic Idol so much. I keep repeating that because they tried. The Grand Cross game, that's a city builder. They tried. Call of Dragons, like all of those games are in throwaway game genres, but they tried. They actually put that's all I'm telling these guys to do. Like have a little bit of honor in it and try, so people want to spend in your game. That's literally all I'm saying at the end of the day. If you're gonna make it, make a good one. Don't just make something just to throw it away and it just be like a cash grab and then you making another game 2 weeks later. Like why? Why are you wasting all that time? You could just be millionaires. Like spend the extra 2 or 3 weeks, even a month, make some systems and then be millionaires. Why? Like I'm literally telling you to get good and make money. And you could do it, and it'll just cost you like maybe double or triple of what it is right now. You cheap mofo's, which is what I reiterated at time. Now I know this is story time, and like I'm just letting the game rock so you guys can see, pretty much what's going on again. Summons and stuff like this, and tell you this story at the same time, so like you guys can understand what's going on right now. And I don't care if they upset about it because I'm going to keep saying it. Like I don't want people to be stupid and fall for the throwaway games and be spending $100, $200 and your game dead in 2 weeks. F that. Make a good game, you lazy mofos. I hope you said getting mad at me. Bandai did that too last year. Remember Bandai upset? Like, oh, you said we sucked for 10 years. You did suck for 10 years. How about that? How about not sucking for 10 years? How about this next 10 years you don't suck? Don't call me into a meeting because you suck. I didn't do it. I didn't throw out 10 years of bad games that are all canceled now. Every single one of them. Who did it? You did. That wasn't me. I wasn't in the department who did that. If I was there, I bet you half them games still be here. I bet you people be playing them. Where your games at? Dead. End of service. Shut up. Talking about the devs would had their feelings hurt. Bandai, if you don't go ahead. Now, I will say they've been extremely kind to me lately, so I ain't mad at them. But the people who called me into that meeting need to go somewhere. Need to go somewhere. I ain't out here. Y'all don't care about your money. I don't care about your sponsorship. I got no sponsorship. I ain't got to kiss nobody ass. Your game suck. It sucked. You sucked for 10 years. 10 absolute years. So how about this next 10 years, you not suck? So that's all I got right now. Somebody ain't gonna be again gonna hit me up, man. They in the office room crying. Stop crying and make a good game. That's all you got to do. Nobody will even care that you sucked for 10 years if you make a good game. Just do it, yo. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Make a good game. Be legendary. I'm talking to every dev right now. Before y'all even come do what these people did. This is like the third or fourth time now that a dev came and crying, talking about I'm hurting their income because they making cheap ass games and I'm calling them out. Make a good effing game. Peace, y'all.